Hello and welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. This is your host, Scott Minton. We are back and we are hanging out and we are drinking some Penelope Toasted single barrel. And this one was selected by, what, the Blackout group?
Yep, Blackout Barrel Group, Blackout Horses. Or Black, oh my God.
Blackout, yes.
Yep, Blackout. And then it was picked through Schreck's.
Schreck's.
Yeah, so they held back 5 cases.
Yep.
And I'm curious what you think of a $60 Penelope Toasted bourbon.
Penelope. And you sound like Johnny Tsunami. Penelope.
Penelope.
And this is a heavy toast, too.
Johnny usually says penis lope, but, But anyway, toasted, straight bourbon whiskey.
It is fucking comedian.
A Char 5 heavy toasted, 108 proof. So was that really barrel strength, or did they proof this down to 108?
I do not know. I didn't get to go to this pick.
I feel like a lot of times you guys have had some stuff at 108, like almost like it's intentional.
Yeah, not intentional at all with this.
Okay. But the other one was intentional, right? Didn't you do one of the other barrel picks y'all did, and you proofed it to 108 instead of 107 to be funny?
Oh, no, that's Pursuit Spirits.
Oh, I know, but it was a different pick is what I'm saying.
I do not recall.
You don't recall?
Maybe after this sip or after I have some, it'll bring some memory back to me.
Bring some memory back to you?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Pursuit Spirits are all 108.
All of Pursuit Spirits are 108?
Yeah, and they're going to be changing soon.
Wow.
So hold the front door. What is a heavy toast? Is that more of a char then? Is that a char level or?
So toasted barrels come in just like char
3
levels, right?
Typically 3.
I think you have light, and then you have regular, then you have medium, and then I think you have heavy toast. I think there's 4 levels of the toasted level.
But that's not like an alligator char.
No. Well, it heavy toast would be considered the alligator of the group
of the toasted,
but it's the one that gives off the most like marshmallowy and the most heavy vanilla notes, if I remember correctly. Now I could be a little off. There might only be 3. Nick might be right. Yeah, I saw him giving me the old
his tech boy on the mission.
Yeah. We actually obviously we already have tech support running at it. So, but Brian,
our challenge is that we the speakeasy that we're in, a lot of service is I almost said blacked out. It wasn't meant to be a play on words.
Anyway, Penelope, there's 5 levels. So so we were both wrong.
All right, so you have light toast, medium toast, medium plus toast, heavy toast, and then medium long toast.
Medium long toast. So, okay. So medium long was the only one I did not know about. That's weird.
That's what my wife says about me.
Medium long?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet that's exactly what she said.
Yeah, she wishes.
Hey, and something that I do wonder is if every company that makes their own barrels, if they all have their own version of toast, like different varieties.
Yeah, and that very well could be the case too. But like I said, I thought there were always 4, but it is what it is. Anyway, go in on this thing, get a nose, see what you smell, what you got.
And sometime in the next couple of months, we need to have the Blackout guys come on.
Absolutely.
I've been a member since 2016, and we're up near. I told
you just to tell Sean whenever he's ready.
I know we're up near $1 million, I guess, in charitable donations. We've got more than 200 barrels that are back. Yes, and
nice.
And they own horses.
Even better.
That's right.
They're definitely medium long.
And I know where it's bottled.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is too.
Yeah, we've all seen it.
So the nose on this, man, it's not like most of the toasted ones that I get. It's got a little bit of that marshmallow that you typically get off of that toasted barrel, but to me, it's got more of a heavy vanilla.
I was going to say sort of a caramel popcorn.
But there's a lot of baking spice on this. So I wonder what mash bill from MGP this is.
I was about to say, I was getting really nice notes, and then I was trying to figure out something unique, and it's almost like there's like an undertone clover at the very end.
Yeah, that baking spice.
Kind of like the clove cigarettes that they make.
Yeah, like the old de Jorums.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson and clover.
Damn, that's a bring you one back song.
Is that a Civil War era tune? I don't know. Familiar.
I mean, it's probably pretty close to that. That's so
Scott,
wrong.
Do you ever get anything that doesn't have baking spices in it?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes like I feel like typically when you're getting ones that don't have baking spice, you are typically getting ones that are super yeast forward.
And what would that be? Just give me one example.
Like Woodford Double Oak, a lot of times I feel like you get a lot more, especially like if you get some of the ones that, like I said, they're a little bit more yeast forward than
I'm not
barrel
being
forward.
critical.
No. Yeah, to me, like they're. And baking spice is so broad, right? It could be pepper, it could be cinnamon, it could be cardamom, it could be anything, right? But then I say, oh, it's a baking spice. But then my immediate thing is, which baking spice is it, right? So, and for me, like I think Johnny's kind of right on this one. I think it's more of that, like clove type scent to it.
I was going to say arugula, how it's a spicy.
It does have a little pepper note to it.
Yes. I wouldn't say field greens.
No.
But definitely arugula that.
I haven't tried it yet to know if it's got that taste, but yeah, the nose has a little bit of that peppery spice that you get kind of off arugula.
I went ahead and dived in, and it has definitely got a pepper forward palate.
Do you know what the mash bill is on this?
I do not.
I don't think they're that. I don't think they're that transparent.
Peppery.
I bet it's the 36 rye. Oh yeah, it's definitely got some of that rye too.
Yeah, Scott's a happy guy tonight. He's drinking out of his Canadian Glencairn.
I am.
His drinking and tasting and nosing glass of choice.
That is my vessel of choice, 100%.
Little mini fishbowl.
I'm about to say, I can tell this is a high rye. You can always get that tongue tingle.
Yep.
Yep.
But there's no mint at all.
No,
which is kind of interesting.
You don't always get mint. Like we, I don't know. I don't remember what episode it was, but a few weeks ago we were talking about like sometimes when you get those super super heavy baking spices, that pepper note kind of overrides that mint flavor, and this definitely has a lot of pepper.
Yeah, I opened this up about a week and a half ago, and she was hot. I mean, at 108 proof, that's not proofy by no means, but
she drinks every bit of it.
Oh yeah, but it drank. It
if
drank
not a little higher even.
Yeah. So unless I'm comparing to what I felt when I first had it, a fresh crack. It's the edges have softened up a lot.
The nose is even just a touch hotter than what I was expecting.
I love the finish on it.
It's got a great finish. It really does.
That vanilla hangs on too.
Yeah. But just like you said, that baking spice, that clove is really, really forward. But the pepper is just real prominent too.
Now the nose is going like breakfast. I wouldn't quite say maple, but it's got some of that. Some of that thick gooey quality.
Yeah, almost jam-like, but not in a fruity sense. More in that sweet sugar
marmalade.
Sense. Could be, yeah.
Ding!
This motherfucker always has little noises that he makes on the podcast.
So interesting enough, as you were kind of saying that, I was nosing it, and it is almost like, I don't want to say like the faux, like Mrs. Buttersworth type stuff, but it's kind of like that maple syrup that you would get from like more like the organic maple syrup.
Yeah, the fake pancake syrup. Yeah, I get what you're coming from.
The sugar-free syrup, how?
Or do you mean like Hungry Jack?
Aunt Jemima, Hungry Jack, Mrs. Millings, Mrs. Buttersworth. Yeah, just one of those like.
Or like the butter enhanced maple syrup. You know, like the butter flavored. I get that a little bit.
There's a little bit of a creamy note on the nose. I will say
that's it. Thank you. That was the word, creamy. Yeah.
I just don't know that I would equate it to butter.
I think you used D, like butter. Like butter.
Butter.
Like butter.
Like butterface. Everything looked good on her butterface.
Nick, that was the whitest rendition of butter I've ever heard in my life.
Joey Buttafuoco.
Buttafuoco. Is that the one that... No, never mind.
Is it Buttafuoco? I always thought it was...
No, it's Butterfuoco.
I don't trust either one of you now.
And from my understanding, all these are between 4 and 6 years old. It doesn't drink with much youth. Sometimes when it's a little bit hot, it attributes to the youth. This doesn't really have that to me.
I think the toasted helps with that, though, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, how much does the heavy char, the heavy toast, work to counteract that youthfulness?
This is a single barrel, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I still keep going back to that nose. I'm trying to pick out that sweet note that y'all are talking about, like that. To me, it's not quite syrup. I just can't put my finger on it.
Sorghum?
No, it's not that sweet.
I'm going to go out there
heavy or sweet.
On a wild edge and say persimmon, like the the pulp of a sweet persimmon.
Blech.
No.
No, really?
Oh, and this is this is between 5 and not quite 6 years old. It says 5, so
That bottle.
Yep. Da.
Cool.
It's got good legs, though. I mean, it's hanging onto the glass.
Non-chill filtered.
Yeah.
Is that a standard for MGP? For whether they're high rye, they're low rye, they're single barrels, are they non-chill filtered or do they chill filter them?
I don't know what MGP's rules are. That might be a Penelope designation. Like they may choose not to have theirs filtered.
And those guys did well for themselves. He's sourcing whiskey from MGP.
And then sell your label back to MGP?
Yep. Yeah, and now MGP, Ross and Squibb. Good for those guys. And they're still in they're still in control of the brand too and the development.
I had one of their rye toasted bottles, and it was also non-chill filtered. So.
I love that. Like that was one of my favorite ryes of all last year.
Yep.
Was that?
Yeah, you turned me onto that bottle, and I ended up finding one.
It's almost like honey more than that maple syrup smell.
In the nose or palate?
The nose. Y'all keep going to like maple syrup or like Mrs. Buttersworth, like pancake syrup, and then like it's a creamy note, but like it's not as rich as either one of those syrups to me.
But so like waffles, like waffles, we put butter on it and then we put some syrup.
Yeah, but like you could almost say this is so like not. It doesn't have that much depth of flavor that you could almost even say like the clear Cairo syrup. Like kind of, that because it's real nondescript and like that scent flavor. Like it's sweet and it's not like marshmallow sweet. It's got a more richness than that, but I don't know. It's just weird. Like I'm really having a hard time putting my finger on it. It's almost like a sweet rye. Like think about like when you get like especially like a toasted rye. Like to me, that's what it's presenting almost like a toasted rye whiskey or a toasted rye.
All right, I'm going to throw out something weird. Have you ever actually pulled on a honeysuckle to get out that
and got the little
drop of like I guess nectar?
Yes, 100%.
I'm wondering if that to me is almost close to that. Not like you're not getting the floral aspect of the honeysuckle, but you're actually just getting that
sweetness.
Drop of sweetness nectar.
Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of dig your Caro sugar description because honey. And maybe I'm just not the best at pulling a honey flavor.
And honey probably isn't even the best description. Like I said, I was just trying to grab like something that's sweet but not as rich as syrup. Like when I think of syrup or sorghum or maple syrup, like it's just
thicker,
a much more
right. It's kind of got like a thicker.
It's got like like my dad used to use it for when we didn't have pancake syrup. He would use it to make peanut butter and syrup and then put it on crackers. And that's kind of like, that's what I'm kind of getting is that like smell, like when he poured it like on a plate and then dumped the peanut butter on top of it.
Could you be going almost like a smell of a mead?
I mean, most meads to me, they usually end up adding fruit too. So like when I think of mead, I don't really think of it as being that.
Not you don't. Not
I know
much
what you're
of
talking about. Yeah,
I'm thinking more of a pure mead.
Yeah. I rarely messed with pure mead ever.
I'll say this is the first, so I've been around for about a year. It's the first time where we can't nail down what it is.
Yeah.
But so like kudos to them for that.
Yeah.
And that it's very conversational. And I did look up the mash bill for their toasted bourbons. 75 corn, 21 rye.
Oh, it's the 21.
Yeah.
4%
malted barley.
Yeah. Surprised it has the amount of like spice that it does. Maybe that's spice coming from the barrel. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely tastes higher.
Yeah, it tastes like more of a higher rye for sure. Yeah.
And I'd like to taste some more of it if I could.
Yeah, we'll swing her down.
Yeah, I'll make some noise on the way down.
The nose just lasts for days on this though.
It's a unique nose. It really is. It's a good solid nose. Whoever did this on the pick team with Schreck and Blackout did a solid job on it. So, any other comments on this?
The nose is wonderful. The finish is outstanding.
It's solid. It's a solid pour.
It's a great bottle,
especially for only being 5 years old.
Oh, retail price. What do you guys think this is?
I was just going to ask what the price was.
$69.99.
Legend.
Same.
Nick's
saying yes. Me. He's agreeing
with me. I'm
going
to say $79.99.
$60.
$60.
Wow.
That's even,
$60 for a 5-year MGP. That is toasted.
Yeah, that's a solid deal.
$59.99. Being the label guy, like that, there's something about that golden and gray. It's just real sexy.
Penelope's always hit it really well on their marketing side. They've done a really good job with their stuff. I mean, even the Rio bottle, some of the other stuff they've done, like they're very pretty bottles for sure. Anyway, number it. We got to give it a number, like 1 to 10. Somebody's got a phone too close to something. Yep, there we go.
Imagine that it's me again.
Yeah.
I'm just a mess tonight.
You are.
Hot
mess.
Yeah, but I brought the bottle.
You did bring the bottle.
And I have a purple, what do you call it? A purple what?
Will it?
Yeah, I have one in my car.
Do you really?
I wanted to see who was here before I brought it in.
Gotcha.
To see if you guys look like you had a lot to drink or not.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway. All right, give it a number. What do you got, Legend? 1 to 10, what do you give it?
I'd say a solid 8.5.
8.5. Wow. All right, Johnny?
I'm going to go 8.
8. Nick?
I was thinking about around 8.25.
Man.
7.625.
7.6. Brian, the mortgage guy.
The nose. So the nose is it's a little kitty cocktail now.
Yeah.
Now that I'm getting around to it.
Yeah.
It's got that lemon lime sweetness.
What?
Kitty cocktail. All right, what do they call them here? It's
Shirley Temple.
Well, yeah, but the one for boys.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lemon lime soda with some cherry.
Yeah. It's
Roy Rogers? I don't know.
I mean, it's still a Shirley Temple. It's just they give it to the boys. They don't call it a Shirley Temple.
In Chicago, it's a kitty cocktail.
It's a kitty cocktail. Gotcha. All right.
Sounds like you should be put on a list if you start saying that too.
I think I'm probably right in between like Nick and Brian. I think I'm like 7.8, 7.75, somewhere in that area. I mean, it's a solid pour. I mean, it really is. I wish it had a little bit more of that marshmallowy like note that comes through on those sometimes, or a little bit of the chocolate note that comes through on those toasted barrels.
I think you've had plenty of marshmallow.
Wow.
Man. He's like, what up, Stay Puff?
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Throwing haymakers over there.
I was about to say, I will say my grade went up about a quarter just because of the price point.
Yeah, I mean, it's solid price point. You can't beat that. $59 for a bottle. That's that high quality, and it's being finished. You're being a finished product. You rarely see a finished product under that $69.99, $79.99 point. So,
do you think the proof would affect the marshmallow?
I don't know. I mean,
because it's
it
108,
really,
and I didn't know if
to me
it was
it really
higher might do that.
It could. I'm going to say it probably would affect it more if they did proof it down. With it being that mash bill, I'm assuming that they did proof it down because most of those will typically end up somewhere in the 116 range. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe the proof might have killed some of that flavor profile, but it's still a solid pour, 100%.
Dat knows. I keep on going back to it.
Yeah.
Soft, pleasant, inviting.
Yep.
Inviting and new. Come aboard.
Well, I think that's our episode of Bourbon Barrel Talk. If you want to find us, you can find us on Facebook, the Instagram, or the X. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get our episodes every single Sunday when they drop at 6 a.m. Email us any question at bourbonbarreltalk@gmail.com, or you can message us on Facebook or the Instagram. I don't message on X very often. Usually, that's honest to goodness. That's my basketball outlet. Even though it's my podcast stuff, I follow all my IU sports on the X/Twitter.
Hey, that's fair, man.
So, but I mean, you can hit me up. I'll answer it. It would be matter of fact. It's even the weirdest one. It's like Bourbon Barrel T1 or something. It was too long to get Bourbon Barrel Talk for some reason. So that's why I don't do it as much, I guess, is the best way of putting it anyway. So I think that's our episode. Thanks so much. This is Scott, Johnny Tsunami, the Legend, Nick, and BP signing off from the 1870 Club. Peace.
Well, I had Tesla.
Yeah, toast!